The new Honda Civic Si that's based off the all-new 11th generation is coming this year. Let's get into all the details. Over at the Honda media page, all new 2022 Civic Si brings the passion, sets new benchmark for sport, compact sedans, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I only talk about Japanese and Korean cars, and if you enjoy the new Civic or anything Honda, make sure you smash that like button as well. But let's get into it. And the first bullet points here are just a summary. We'll get into the nitty gritty and all the details later on, but Civic Si boasts updated turbocharged engine, standard manual transmission, no surprise there for either of those, limited slip differential, and a sport tune suspension with available summer tires. And the good news is Honda dealers are going to be getting this vehicle later this year. I will be driving it later this year as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now on the inside, the new Si Sports seats with embroidered Si logos and red contrast stitching, that is standard. It's also the first Si with the large 9-inch HD color touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the Bose upgraded sound system. These are all features seen in the hatchback sport touring or the sedan touring variants. And so expect this, even though we don't have pricing, the way it's equipped is kind of alluding to around a $30,000 price point. Hopefully we can get it for maybe $25K, but we'll see. Okay, more bullet points here. Updated 1.5 liter turbocharged engine with broader power curves and a lighter flywheel for quicker response and improved drivability. Of course, the 6-speed gets a little bit of updates. We'll talk about that in a second, but there's also standard rev matching from the Civic Type R. Pretty cool. I hope it's defeatable so you can actually work on your manual downshifts yourself, if that makes sense. But I mean, if you're on the track or just coming to a stop, it'd be pretty cool to have it rev match for you. It would sound badass and feel pretty good as well, but nothing feels as good as you manually perfectly rev matching your downshifts. 60% stiffer steering system, torsion bar improves feel and response, and there's a new individual mode for customized driving experience. Now there's an all new vibrant blazing orange pearl exterior color exclusive to the Civic Si. I mean, if I'm getting an Si, that's the color I'm getting. This is a color that was teased to us when the Civic broke form, this 11th gen, when it was actually still a concept, but we haven't seen that color yet. Well, they're saving it for the Si. Okay, let's talk about power figures here. Well, they're starting with the torque. Now, the torque is 192 pound-feet, and that's available at 1,800 to 5,000 RPM, and it now arrives 300 RPM sooner for a quicker punch off the line. They're saying at the top of the tack where the engine maintains the output of its 200 horsepower peak at 6,000 RPM and to its 6,500 RPM red line. So they've improved the sound of the engine with a new dual coil silencer exhaust system that increases exhaust flow 27% compared to the Civic Touring. And of course it has augmented active sound control that's kind of standard in the industry nowadays, having the engine sound pumped through speakers. Now more about this flywheel. It's 26% lighter than the dual mass unit used in the previous Si. The flywheel's 30% reduction in inertia gives the 1.5 liter turbo a snappier throttle response for an even sportier driving experience, while also improving drivability. Now this new 6-speed manual transmission has 10% shorter throws, and the shift lever is now more similar to the Civic Type R's. That's pretty cool. And for the first time ever, the Civic Si gets a rev matching system directly from the Civic Type R with the same 430 millisecond response time as a Civic Type R in sport mode. The new rev matching system will blip the throttle and downshift quickly and perfectly matching the revs. It's very video game like we're getting with these new manual transmissions, and it's cool. So the new Si is supposed to be a better handling. Well, it's supposed to be better in every way, but the handling is one of the things. 8% increase in torsional rigidity and a 13% increase in bending rigidity compared to the outgoing Si. It has a 0.5 inch wider rear track for additional stability, and it has a longer wheelbase just like the standard models. And it says the Si's 107.7 inch wheelbase is the longest in the class. That doesn't necessarily mean that's a good thing. A longer wheelbase typically means a slower turn in, but a longer wheelbase is better for, on-road, in-straight comfort, and it's going to have better interior cargo space as a result as well. So there's a give and a take. Spring rates are 8% stiffer in the front and 54% stiffer in the rear compared to the Civic Sedan. The SI features larger brakes than the standard Civic Sedan, oversized 12.3-inch rotors, which are over an inch bigger versus the sedan, and 11.1-inch rear rotors, which is about an inch bigger than the sedan. And the tires are 235 by 40 on 18-inch wheels. Summer tires are an available factory option. Now, interestingly, the Civic Si features the 7-inch MID with a digital tach on the left side. When you get into the top line Civic Sedan as well as a hatchback, you have about a 10.25-inch MID if I remember correctly. So this is taking the standard MID and putting it in the SI. So that's one of the cost saving measures in theory that maybe it'll be a little bit less money than like the touring trim around 30K. Now looking at the spec sheets here, I already said that it has 200 horsepower and you might be thinking, Kirk, well the outgoing Civic Si had 205. But even though it has less power, which is going to be really hard for anyone to tell, it does have a better power delivery at lower RPMs and does maintain peak horsepower longer. So it's a little bit of a trade-off, and I think it's a good trade-off, especially at low RPMs. And so this is the first time I'm looking at the images. I'm sure you guys have already seen these because I passed them through the video already. We got like a red fabric in the middle of the seat, and on the honeycomb mesh pattern grille for the vents on the dash, we have a red surround. I really like that touch. Of course, red stitching on the steering wheel, red on the doors. Now, what's disgusting to me is I would not, it's tough because I love the orange paint, but hopefully orange and red do not go well together. So even though I love this orange paint, I don't know how well I could stomach red interior with an orange exterior. Do you know what I mean? Could you guys do it? Would you be happy to have red seats with an orange exterior paint color? I couldn't do it. I would have to pick a red car or a blue car, or even a yellow car does better, but orange, man, just doesn't do it. You have the SI near the headrest. I really want to sit in them to see how comfortable they are. I just got done reviewing the MX-5 Club RF hardtop convertible, and those Recaro seats were not very comfortable around the legs. So hopefully these have a little bit more leg room compared to that vehicle. I know it's a different segment, but it's a vehicle that can definitely bring a lot of the same emotions as the MX-5 can. Here's the new shifter, 10% shorter throws. That's pretty cool. Auto rev matching downshifts. That's exciting. We got the black wheels, the black honeycomb grille here. And even though it's a sedan, it has the honeycomb grille similar to the hatchback. You see the SI on the trunk, and then you have the black deck lid spoiler, dual exhaust, which I believe on the hatchback, the only way you can get dual exhaust is on the Sport Touring trim. So overall, this is going to be an incredible looking vehicle. I just hope we can get a different, or either all black or maybe a black and gray sort of combination to go better with this orange paint color, because I really like it. But guys, I'm going to end it there. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I will be driving this vehicle fairly soon and sharing my driving impressions with the new Honda Civic Si. It'll be so much fun. I really enjoyed the Civic hatchback 6-speed manual. It wasn't perfect, but it was really, really close. And man, this Si might make the perfect Civic. I mean, the Type R is coming, but that's probably going to cost, I have no idea, 10, 15 grand more than this vehicle. But it's exciting to have a new Honda Civic Si. It's at our doorstep, coming before the end of the year. Cannot wait to drive it. I said that a million times. But anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.